Hello. I should start all my videos now. Just hello. So today, I am actually doing something I'm supposed to do, which is to make this a thing. Other channels do it. And for this time, I don't even know how this came about, but it's going to be Elijah Craig Flight. 4 different Elijah Craigs, one of them being the standard, 3 of them being something different, and we'll see if there's actually any difference. See you in a sec. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. I imagine most of you know that. But if not, now you do. Welcome one and all who have come to join me on this glorious day. It's a Sunday. Gotta get prepped for the next week that's coming up. Look, there are people here already. That's pretty awesome. Cheech, hello, hey ho, let us go. I agree. And Mike Franklin. Good evening. Welcome to you both. It's always lovely to see you. Always nice to have people in chat. Remember to like. I don't think I had to say subscribe with you guys, but we were talking about on Cheech's channel last night. We have to somehow get this to be a thing. I don't know how, but as soon as you join a stream, we have to get people to be like, you join the stream, just hit the damn like button. Do it automatically. Or the dislike button. I mean, either one. That's fine by me. Oh, I hope you all been well. I know I saw Cheech last night, so he is fairly well. I don't know how much later they were on, but I definitely needed to go to sleep because I heard the birds. That was a thing. If I hear the birds, I've been awake too long. Thankfully, I got enough sleep, I think. But I drank a little more than usual. Which, not to the point of getting a hangover, but my body is not pleased with me in mental ways. Like, I'm really irritable and quick to anger. So that's fun. Whiskey Samurai, hello, welcome. Ugh. So I left right before it all shut down. Good. Well, those at 5 a.m. No, you're on these. Okay, yeah, 5 a.m. So you didn't go much longer. I was probably just trying to drift off to sleep when that actually ended. That's too late for me. I can't deal with it. Tom McKellen, welcome. Hello. All right, I'll get started. I'm trying to read chat. My brain is not processing things like it should. For example, I was supposed to post. I am supposed to make it so there's a thing pinned to top in case anyone wants to donate. I didn't do that. I'm about to. I'm getting to it. I also should have poured everything already. I didn't do that either. I didn't want to. That's one of those things where I start the stream, I tell you what's in the glass. You have no idea if that's the truth. I could be blatantly lying. It could all be just colored water for all you know. It isn't. Thus why I have to verify by pouring it in front of your beautiful eyes. There. Pin the comment and we are done. I'll do the scrolly thing at the bottom. Professional. I'm considering doing a giveaway, but I'm undecided about that because I don't want to like suddenly tell a person who's modding, or if I have a mod, just be like, hey, guess what? No, I don't want to do that yet. It's in the thought process though, since I can easily give these 4 samples that I'm going to be trying to anyone who is interested, if that is a thing. I don't know who would want to try all these 4, but I know one of them you can't actually get easily. So there's that puts the value, and it's good for my tastes. I really like it. So I don't want to give it away, but I will. Maybe. We'll see how I'm feeling in an hour and see how many people are here. Let's see, and we'll just see. All right, first one. I hope I did this properly. The idea is left to right. Well, my left, your right, I think. I was getting confused when I do this. Anyway, right here, this just regular nothing on it Glencairn is going to be the, oh, what's the science word you use for that? The default base, the oh, it's right there. What is it? Oh, my brain, man. I really just I can't sometimes. I know what I want to say. I know the meaning, but I don't remember what the word is. In a scientific thing, it is the default. It's the thing that does not change, but I don't remember the word. But that's the regular Elijah Craig, which is right here, I think. Yes. Proof is in the pudding. The control. Thank you. God, it's been a while since I had to say that term. All right, camera, do your magic. Don't look at my eyes. There are no eyeballs. There we go. Elijah Craig, father of Bourbon, supposedly, in theory. And this is the 47%, just the regular. I'm showing the label, so you know it's the regular. Woo! I'm awake now. And that is going into the Glencairn that has no logo on it. It's the way for me to keep track anyway. Hiya. Like this is another thing I haven't quite figured out. I haven't measured any pours. Like I want to do about ½ an ounce each, and I'm eyeballing it, and I could easily overpour. But anyway, there we go. First one, regular Elijah Craig in the default Glencairn glass. Glencairn? Cairn? Doug H, welcome. DC, always lovely to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Oh. Yeah, he said that. I was like, man, why? it's almost 5 a.m. Dang. All right, this one you'll notice is a little lower. Don't look at my eyes. Part of why I wear the hat. There we go. Hey, that's actually working. Thank you for whoever told me the eyeball thing. And also, I think I found kind of the sweet spot. But here we go. Single barrel selected by It's Bourbon Night. You may have heard of them. They might be going on later. Who knows? 47% as well. This one has a sticker on the back. Bourbon in the middle. I really enjoy this one. This is the one you just can't really get at the moment. I think it's all sold out. But I like this one. I'm already biased, so be aware. And that, unsurprisingly, is going in my drink more bourbon glass. I'm not sure if you can see it. Gotta figure a way to. There we go, black background. There we go. I can see it. So that is getting a little pour of this in it. I'm sorry I'm not showing that on screen, but as you can hear with the little clinging and clanging, apologies. My hands are never really steady. So the idea of being like, oh, hold the glass and pour at the same time. No. So much cling clanging. Next. Actually, this is about the same as the other one, funny enough. The Elijah Craig pick. Focus on the damn bottle. Stop looking at my eyes. There we go. Elijah Craig, single barrel selected by Cappy's Fine Wine and Spirits. Again, 47%. They're all the same, but you can see the difference, like barrel serial number, rick house, floor, etc. I haven't really said what they are, but you can see them. I can't at the moment, not really. This is the local store that I go to fairly regularly. It's kind of my default since it's 5 minutes away. And my brother used to work there, so I'm fairly familiar with a lot of the employees. I don't think I'm really familiar with the whiskey guy. He knows who I am. I forgot his name. I should talk to him a little more often because they cycle, unfortunately. I think he's been the whiskey guy for about probably a little over a year now, so we'll see. Oh, this is going in the Garrison Brothers glass. It's got a star in it, Garrison Brothers. And I'm telling you that because I don't want to like explain every single time I pick up the glass. So you should be able to see-ish, and if not, just ask, and I will tell you which one it is. Hopefully. I'm worried that I'm going to get them confused, which is also why I'm telling you which one it is. And the other part is I can turn around like this. So left to right, no confusion. And this one is the mixed bag, the grab bag. I feel a little bad. I'm going to be trying this for the first time after I've tried 3 other Elijah Craigs. But this was a birthday bottle. This was donated to me recently. I think you know who you are. Thank you again. I have the note still. Ooh. It was a very nice note. Still here. Ow. I was very happy to get this. You are here, aren't you? I know you are. Yes, you are. Whiskey Samurai donated this bottle. I'm trying to keep up with chat and do this at the same time. It's madness. So this is a gift from this person right here for the birthday. Been 10 minutes. James Morgan, welcome. Hello. What should I pour? Oh no. I will assume that sucks. I don't know what you have. I would say pour Elijah Craig if you have that, but if not, any kind of bourbon or a favorite, whatever cheers you up, whatever is a beverage where you're just like, all right, drinking this will put me in a slightly better mood, because I can imagine that losing is not a pleasant thing. I was getting pretty irritated earlier about that feeling, not because of watching a game. I was playing a game and being dumb. This is the Texas Whiskey Trail glass. You can kind of see it's very shiny. There we go. And that is what this one is going to go in. And I haven't even opened this one yet, so I have no idea what this tastes like. I'm going in totally blind. And that's the only problem I'm having in my head is I put this one last. I will have to try this again. I might even do a video on it. Debatable. But I did want to try it and compare it to these other three. That was kind of the deal, I think. I think that's what spurred this thought. Suddenly I actually have one more Elijah Craig, but I didn't want to do 5, and I haven't opened it yet. And that's a bottle from right here. This is the one that is not going to be in the lineup, but this is, again, it's just a store pick, and no one would know what it is other than me. But I am showing it because it does exist. Come on, do this thing. Stop looking at me. Do it. It doesn't help that all the, the walls behind me are white. There we go. Single barrel selected by Allen's Wine and Spirits, a 10-year-old. As you can see, the barrels, serial number, rickhouse, floor, etc. This one has the little 10-year sticker on the back. That's kind of why I don't want to try it yet. I'd like to do a video on it since I don't even know the age of any of these other barrel picks. So it's mystery. Pause for cork pop, I believe is the saying. So nice. Nice little. I noticed I seem to pour a little more in each one almost. Don't know why. I'm looking forward to trying this. Again, thank you, Whiskey Samurai, for the birthday gift. Oof. Those of you who are on my Patreon get to see the exciting stuff I was doing before the stream. So I do have a Patreon if you're interested. Link is down below. Oh, it's actually scrolling by too. Ha! I almost knew I did that. All right, have I missed anyone? Doug H. Did I see? Okay, it's earlier. Trying to keep track of who's who and who got here and who did I say hi to, because I feel bad if I don't say hi. Oh. I can only relate that to, and this, keep in mind, I'm not a sports person at all. I have zero interest in sports overall. But I know with, I guess it was my father or my grandfather or something like that. I didn't know one of my grandfathers, but there's like a history of living in New England, freaking Boston Red Sox, Yankees, there's a thing. And I know the Boston Red Sox didn't win for a long time. And then they did finally. And that was a thing. I like how I said I don't like sports, and like 2 people just bailed. Take that. Ben Demon Hunter, hello. Glad to see you. I know it's late where you are, I think. Someday I'll know exactly what it's like, where people are, but sometimes I get very confused. All right, here we go. We're just going for the nose first. I'm not capping these. I probably should. I just poured them all, so I'll try to cap them. I will have to do a test someday about different kind of caps that I have. I have 2 metal ones, a bourbon night one, and I have a mash and drum. Big old honk thing. Let's put that there. Bourbon night goes there. Whiskey Tribe goes there. And since I'm about to smell this one. Welp. Here's to all of you. Thank you for being here. It smells nice. Crazy lady next door is talking on the phone, as she always does. Yeah, this is your basic Elijah Craig right here. Basic bourbon. There's nothing wrong with it. I like the proof, the 47% thing. It's 47%? I've already forgotten. This happened to me earlier when I was starting to, spoilers for the Patreon people, yeah, it's 47%, I knew that. I was doing the exciting work of going through my spreadsheet and trying to update the bottles I got over the past couple weeks because I hadn't done that. And if you don't if you don't stay on that, it gets out of control real quick. Suddenly you have no idea which bottles you did or didn't have. And I haven't added percentages, which I should have done. Chris Tars. Hello. The Tars? Taz. Chris T. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. And good morning. I hope you have some whiskey in your coffee. I mean, what? Elijah Craig's very pleasant. There's something about bourbons, and I have said this numerous times. Many of you have heard this little blip, but I've been getting a certain note in bourbons that I don't like, and it's specifically something I initially found with Evan Williams White Label. I still haven't quite figured out the word, but it's in this, but only slightly. Mostly it's just sweet, brown sugar, caramel. Like a tinge of alcohol. Only a tinge. It is a little higher proof. So, granted, I like the 50% stuff usually. So it's not a big deal. I do like this. All right. So that one smells like bourbon. Big surprise. Elijah Craig, it smells like bourbon. And if you know what a bourbon smells like, you know, number 2. I need to get it all out of my system. I'm doing a little this is whiskey meditation with Brian. In through the nose and out. And now we go to the next whiskey. In through the nose. All right, this is the It's Bourbonite pick. It's a different smell. There's I don't know if it's more char. But funny enough, it's a little more of that smell I don't like, which I hadn't noticed before until I compared it to that one, and there was less. This one has a little more. I think I said that in the video I did about this. Maybe. And it's really concerning, believe it or not, when you're finding something very distinctive that you don't like. It's always something I don't like that I'm discovering in other bourbons more often. So there's this one little thing that I haven't quite placed that I can't quite name, but I know when it's there. That is kind of driving me a little bonkers. A little bit. I gotta sit up straight. Oh, my spine. I got to see the chiropractor this week again. And get my neck cracked and all that. It's gonna be good. So what happens when you turn 41? You start to just fall apart. Part of me wants to say it's what's in this one that's not in the first one I smelled. It's like orange rind. No, it's like that the what the hell's it called? The white part, the pith. Is that what it is? I have no idea. But there's a little of that in here. And I'm trying to decide if that's the sort of smell that's bothering me, this weird citrusy, bitter thing, or if it's actually just a wood, like a charcoal wood note that sticks out specifically, a tannin thing maybe. Still not sure. This is why I need to go to the whiskey somm class in Texas, just so I can finally nail down some of these things that drive me absolutely bonkers. I'm salivating though, so even though it's a little bit weird, it's still on my nose. It's like, hey, I like this one, or I like the taste of this one. I feel like a dog just. Mr. Whiskey Shits, hello. I didn't see you pop in here. Cheech. What's really terrible is you said that thing yesterday, Cheech, and I'm going to hear your name in that accent for a while. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't use that accent just now. Silence is golden. Sorry. Unless you want me to actually make nosing sounds. That's not going to happen. These are the meditation, the Zen moments in whiskey. Is just enjoying the process. I hope all of you have something in your glass. If not, and if you do, tell me what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be whiskey. It doesn't have to be whiskey. whatever. I'm curious as to hear what everyone else is sipping on at the moment. Even if it's water. Stay hydrated, people. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's the note I don't particularly like is up front. So I'm going to just pass it over now, let it sit some more. Again, I am capping these to help, really, to try and make sure I'm concentrating the smell as much as possible before I take a sniff. Nose. I want to nose the whiskey. There we go. This is number 3. This is the other store pick. The Cappy's one. So the nearby place for me. Ooh, that was nice. That was a little bit fruity, actually. The apples. And if anyone is interested in the idea of getting a sample of these, raise your hand or do the Vulcan symbol thing, the long and prosper thing, just so I can get a head count. You don't have to actually put the money in for the raffle thing. I'm just mulling it over, thinking about it. I'll probably make a decision at the hour mark, and then it'll be another 50 to 45 minutes before I actually do it. But the raffle tickets are $10 per ticket. I haven't started yet. I'm just throwing the idea out there. If you'd like to try these for Elijah Craig's as well, that can be arranged via raffle. Maybe. I'm still really sketchy about doing raffles. I've done it once as a test and it worked out fine. But the problem is I have to have a moderator who's willing to actually keep track. And I don't like to be like, hey, do it. Buffalo Trace. I need to get, I don't need to, but I should get a bottle of Buffalo Trace because it's weird that I can't. It's not on the shelf here, and I usually have to ask about it. It's a bit bizarre. It's not a favorite or anything. It just seems like something I should have so I can compare it. Sugar Kitty, hello. Welcome. Smokehead. Dang. Oh, that's always fun. If you're on was it Cheeches? It was probably. I said something recently when I went to the bar yesterday. Oh, and I should abbreviate or star or whatever that I can't send these overseas via hand delivery. So keep that in mind if you are interested in the idea of a raffle for the samples that I have in front of me. Joyzy. That note that I don't like is less on this one. It was a little more fruity at first. It's kind of muted though. Like the whole smell of the Elijah Craig isn't very strong. Granted, I'm going through 3 of these already. I can still tell it's there. That weird thing I haven't quite nailed down yet. Yeah, there's a bit of a fruit note to this one. Which fruit though? Damn it, that other smell keeps getting in the way. Something weird has happened there. And keep in mind, you guys are what makes this as fun for me, either by just chatting or by the fact that I do this for a stream. I would not do this if I were by myself. And so this is a whole experience for me as well as you. Because I wouldn't. Why would I do this by myself? This is something that I feel should be shared with others in a way, some way, shape, or form. Yes, it is. I would have to check the price of the store nearby. And I haven't really looked for it. I just, again, the bottle pick, the Elijah Craig pick that I just was smelling here is the one for the store I default to because it's so close. It's not far. But they didn't have any on the shelf. Hell, they didn't have Eagle Rare on the shelf last time I was there. And that was scary because I always went there to buy the Eagle Rare since it was $35. But apparently people have been stealing shit the past year, so they removed it. They had to go in the back and get the bottle. And I was glad I knew someone who worked there because they were willing to help. Oh, bonkers. Yeah, I don't buy it at all simply because I don't see it, and it's Buffalo Trace. But I do have a distinct memory when I went to the whiskey vault and had the tasting there, the default that they had was Buffalo Trace as a bourbon. It was a bourbon tasting, so the default you'd go back to was always Buffalo Trace. So that's their thing as well. So you're not wrong. Who said that? Yeah, Whiskey Samurai was correct in that. It can be a default or a starter. Really? Around the few, actually, I don't remember the price difference. Most of these are around 35-ish, maybe 36. Like the it's bourbon night one might have been a little more just because of the, well, I know it was because of shipping and everything. Right? They had them on the shelves. I wasn't really worried about it. And then suddenly I go in the store thinking I'm gonna buy my bottle. I finished one. It's not there. I was a little disturbed. I was like, wait, what? They had other stuff. Like there was Eagle never mind. There was Rare Breed Rye, which I had not seen any Rare Breed at all at that store. And they also had something else. And I took a picture. I put it on Instagram. I don't remember what the hell it was. It was another rye. They had a couple different ryes I hadn't seen before. Rare Breed Rye and maybe Knob Creek Rye, something like that. Whatever. On to the fourth one. This is the one I have no idea what it's going to smell like, and this was also a gift. So I'm looking forward to this, just as a complete, have no idea, first smell, first taste, etc. Whoa. My nose is tired. There's a fruit note on this one too, and the smell I don't like is less on this for whatever reason. Do the thing. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still in there. I wonder if that's something that's just in Elijah Craig for me, that weird smell. Oh, you know what? No. I wanted to say it's a green note, but that doesn't feel quite right. It's close, but I'm not sure why. I don't exactly understand what green note means. Oh, I guess it means sap or something. I'm specifically thinking if you break a twig off a tree that's got that green in it, it's that kind of smell. If that makes any sense. And that's a guess. I'm still not quite sure what that smell is. But I find it in a lot of bourbons. It's weird. I did have some, it was like a floral or a fruit note at the start when I just, well, uncorked, but took this off. So they all smell extremely similar. That shouldn't be a surprise, but there are very slight differences. I'm talking very slight. I have to, as you may have noticed, I have to kind of nose these and think about it for quite a while to get anything. And this is just the smell. I mean, I feel I can only get so much off the smell, but really does depend on what it is. With this kind of bourbon, for me, it's fairly light overall. It's just, it's a bourbon smell with maybe a few variations. As I said, one of these had a bit of a orange citrus thing or a pulp. Pulp, not that's the word. Pith? The white part that you're not supposed to, the bitter part. That's another smell I've been trying to figure out exactly if that's it or not. Mulling all these smells together to try and figure it out. I'm just gonna have to go destroy a few trees and just take direct bites out of oranges to find out. It's the only way. All right, now on to the tasting. Yay, this is at least 3 to 4 ounces of whiskey that I got for me. Good thing I got a little while to do this. Here we are. Regular Elijah Craig, by the way. Spicier than I remember it. It's good. Doesn't blow me out of the water. Your standard Elijah Craig, standard bourbon. I kind of put Elijah Craig in the same category as Buffalo Trace, kind of. Granted, I haven't compared them side to side. That's another reason to find a Buffalo Trace someday. It's just so I can go over the basic bourbon. I don't want to call them basic bourbon. I already did. Basic bourbons. And compare them. Buffalo Trace, Elijah Craig. What are, another? I need at least two more. What are two other? I don't like calling them basic bourbons, but you know what I mean. It's a bourbon you would go to automatically, but it's not mainstream, if that makes any sense. So, for instance, I wouldn't pick a Wild Turkey bourbon, like their lower proof stuff. I wouldn't pick Jim Beam or Jack Daniels or the ones that you often see in huge amounts. Granted, I do have a giant Elijah Craig bottle behind me. So, what else is there? I know there is other stuff. And the hardest thing to do with these is pick something that is not in the same distillery. Like I was going to say Elijah Craig, and then, not Elijah Craig, I was going to say Eagle Rare. And then my brain was like, well, who actually makes that? It's Buffalo Trace, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Knob Creek. Is Knob Creek one of the big ones as far as distilleries? That's what I'm trying to also separate in my head. So I'm trying to make sure it's not from the same source. Granted, I could definitely compare Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace, and there would very likely be a noticeable difference since I really like Eagle Rare, and I try to find it when I can, even though apparently I have to find it where it's on the shelf again. Something happened in the world, and now it's not on the shelf nearby. I'm very upset. All right. Cleanse the palate and go on to the next one, the Bourbon Night pick. It's a Jim Beam, but it's not a Jim Beam. So that's okay. There you go. Now this fancy beam. Well, does Whiskey Mountains know that? I assume she does, but I have no idea. I'm trying to think of a high proof Jim Beam now. I don't even know if one exists. I assume it does, but it's not something I go looking for. Hey, basic. Hello. Welcome. It's a nice car. It's red. That means it goes faster, supposedly. Booker's. There's another one. I'm trying to think of a range as well, like a cost. I don't want to go too high because that's people do that thing where they think cost equals better. That's not always true. Oh yeah! Wow. Wow. There's an obvious difference in taste. That one's sweeter. The texture is even different. Oh, that is freaking delicious. I knew I liked it more, but I didn't want to. All right, I might like one of the other two as well. Oh, that's like caramel sweetness, deliciousness. The texture is really what's astounding. The spice is lingering a little bit. Stand on my tongue for a minute here. Oh, that's so freaking good. Blatantly different than the first Elijah Craig I just sipped, which was their regular one. And then I went to the It's Bourbon Night pick, which I know I like. So I hope that's not, I don't want to have a bias, but I do have a bias since I knew I liked that one. The other two, which are store picks, I don't dislike the Cappy's pick, and I've never had the fourth one. So we'll see. I could like either of those better than the It's Bourbon Night one. Who knows? But that is damn good. Son of a gun. Larceny. I think that this is something I have to mull over a little more with the bourbon stuff. So I have like stipulations in my head that I'm not saying out loud. It has to be not strictly mainstream. And by that, I mean, if you go to a restaurant, I'm using a restaurant as a reference here, you very likely won't always see it behind the shelf. So you'll definitely see Jim Beam, Jack Daniels. What are another few that you base that as like default bar? You know, that's something that just you open a bar, boom, you get these, and there they are. So the possibility of Buffalo Trace not being there, Blanton's isn't an option because we have to stay within a certain price range. We're talking between, 0 and 40, because that's kind of my cap. $40 is usually my cap for a standard go-to bottle, and by 40 I mean the handle of it, and that is of course freaking Wild Turkey 101. Mm, that's not a bad one. I would say, well, that's a safe bet as far as an introductory, but just because of what I like, I would go with the Four Roses small batch, which is it just costs a little more. The bottle looks a little nicer, so it's one of those little trick of the mind. It's like, oh look, what a nice bottle! It's all round and shapely. Where the yellow label is just bottle, and the proof is a little higher, so that might be a deterrent. So I understand why someone would not pick that one instantly. I can do it. I really want to get people to come up here to Irene's store. That's the plan in my head. And again, this is not something that is being done where Irene is asking me to do it or anything like that. I need to make that abundantly clear. Again, I'm an hour away, so I don't go there very often. But just her store, her picks, it's a wonderful experience. That's it. It's kind of, well, I don't want to say it's Whiskey Disney World or anything, but it's close. It's a Candyland of whiskey. Is going there and she's like Willy Wonka. Try this, try this, try. That seems like a weird analogy, but you get what I mean. It's fun, and not exactly Willy Wonka because you don't suddenly get stuck in a vat of whiskey and whisked away. That would be bad. It's a fun time, and I like it's a good enough reason to have people come up here and say hi, meet me if you want to do that. I don't know. And have whiskey, free whiskey, mind you, free samples. That's key. Granted, you will very likely buy a whole bunch of whiskey at that store. Cappy's is kind of lowball. Bourbon Night would be great. I hope to see them this year if I'm lucky. Yeah, we'll see. Travel expenses, yay. Not having a job, yay. Donations below, yay. I've been tempted to do that. It's like, help me get to freaking Kentucky Fund. No one wants to do that. Maker's Mark, that's a good one. That's a fairly well-known brand, but I do see it on the shelf at a bar fairly often. I think part of what I'm considering as well is, funny enough, as we were just mentioning with the Four Roses, the design, the thing that'll kind of catch a person's attention if they're not just generally into whiskey. So the Knob Creek bottle has a very specific shape, especially now that they changed it. Like I don't know if you can tell, but if you look at this bottle, this is a pick, mind you, but you can see these weird like indentations and grooves and such. It's kind of wavy. So it's a little different. I think it's thinner. I do have they definitely did change it. And this is the Knob Creek that I got from its Bourbon Night sometime last year. And, obvious differences. I think it's an improvement, but they still have the crazy annoying wax on it, which I don't like. I call it wax shrapnel because every time you try to undo it, unless they changed it, I can't really tell. I haven't opened this one yet, but sorry. Fine. But for that first one, God, the freaking shrapnel. Ezra Brooks for 99 reminds me of Knob Creek. It's good and cheap. I believe that's what Cheech started with last night. Something like that. On to number 3 before I forget where I am. This is the Cappy's pick. Cappy's does do a lot of picks for that comment earlier, which I already forgot where it was. So there's an option to get picks, and I think I get little bonuses because of the little 1940s club, whatever the hell it is. My mother got me that, and in a weird roundabout way, what's a fun noise. In a way, if I go in there and buy certain bottles, I get certain cards that I can give back to them that'll help me get into a drawing of sorts where I could possibly buy something allocated. I think that's how it works. It's really annoying. I don't really like it. But it's nice to have the option. And most importantly, if I did win something, and I mean something good, something big, and something for a decent price, which is, I would let at least my patrons know. Like anyone who might be interested in that bottle, I would say what it is. And then, of course, there'd have to be some way for funds to shift around slightly, and I could get it and then deliver it, hand deliver it, that kind of thing. Maybe it's optional. Cappy's pick. It's a little spicier than the first one and the second one. The texture is different. The texture is similar to the first one, and it's bourbon night one. I like the texture of more. Funny enough. Oh, you only had the yellow label? If I'm following that, which I might not be. She had that. She had the seagrass at her store. I was tempted, but I know those the barrel bottles are pretty damn expensive, and they're a little bit expensive in Connecticut. I think there's a tax there. You always have to keep in mind. Whereas in Massachusetts, there's no tax. It's just the price is $14.99. You pay $14.99 for whatever reason. I'm not even sure what it is in this state I'm in. I should probably find that out. It might be the same, where the price is the price, no taxes added onto liquor. But I don't know. There are a lot of mom and pop shops here, so it's hard to keep track. I don't. The only one I don't have it. I finished that bottle a long time ago. But the only bottle it kind of looks like, and this is, it just looks like, kind of like this default bottle. Granted, this is Isle Mist 8, a peated Scotch thing. I haven't done a video on it yet. That's why it's at hand here. So it's just standard bottle shaped, and then they got a yellow label on it. Granted, this is slightly, there's something about it that's different. And it's wider at the top. Hey. That's one of those things. I guess that's just like the graphic designer part of me that's kind of freaking out a little, trying to understand why people buy bottles like impulsively or without any background. I don't remember what I did. I'm fairly certain I just grabbed whatever was default. Keep in mind, in my early days when I was 21, I drank Southern Comfort, like 100 proof SoCo. I will never drink that again if I can avoid it. The smell of it does things to my body that I just don't like. So never again. And that doesn't really count technically. It's not technically freaking whiskey. Birthday bash. Where? I'm losing track of the conversation because I'm getting sidetracked by my brain as usual. Thank you for stopping in, Ben Demon Hunter. Lovely to have you as always. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your cousins and relatives, and anyone you meet on the street, just tell them to subscribe to this channel. And it'll really confuse them, hopefully, but you know. Ooh. There is something different about the fourth one on the nose there. Can't quite nail it down. I almost forgot to drink water. Here we go. About as cleansed as my palate is going to be. Going on to number 4, seeing if I can tell any differences. On the taste, I keep smelling it. Yes, live wire going live at 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m.? Or that whiskey nose? I can't keep track of everything. I got something in my eye. That's why I did that. Not because of the taste. That one's drier. And the texture is the same as the 1 and 3. For whatever reason, the bourbon I picked, the texture was blatantly different. And this one on the end here is a little drier, a little more oakish. Not as sweet. Closer to the first one. Like closer to the regular Elijah Craig thing, except the palate. At least the dry bit here is just sticking with me. I have to sip it again just to make sure, because this is also the fourth one is one I've never tasted before. The other 3 I have definitely had before. I'm gonna have to dig into this one a little further. By the way, the Robin Hood song has popped in my head again. I think I put that on my list. Oh, for those who don't know, if you want to become a Patreon, I have an incentive, and that's you get access to my specific, what is it, Spotify playlist, the KillCo Spotify playlist, if you want to join. Lowest rank is $5. Highest rank is insane. I'm not even gonna say what it is. So if you want to, throw a latte, throw me a caramel latte once a month for $5, please feel free to join Patreon. I know there are a lot of patrons out there, a lot of money that can be sent to people every month, but there's an option for you. It helps me out, helps me do things, travel more. I actually traveled yesterday. If anyone pays attention to my Instagram, I tried to do stuff on Patreon, but Patreon is weird. At least the lenses are weird. They don't always upload, and it bothers me. Yeah, from the little story that has wedged itself into my head, the idea was it was really sketchy whiskey to begin with, and because it didn't taste good, they added like spices and stuff to make it not taste as garbage, and eventually it just became its own thing. Southern Comfort. It's kind of like whiskey, except really gross and makes you sick. I got very sick off it. That's why I never drink it ever again. Rider's Tear Copper Pot is apple juice. Nice. Yeah, Rider's Tears was one of those Irish whiskeys that I wanted more out of, which I may be having a sample of this. I want to say Friday. Oh, while you're all here, special mystery guest coming up this Wednesday. Random, I know. Usually I don't do guests on. Well, I still haven't actually solidified. I will be doing streams on Wednesdays, but I figure it's summertime. I'm not going anywhere. They may fluctuate. But this Wednesday, coming up, mystery guest. You probably want to be there. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very special guest. I'll give it that. And hopefully I'll have more guests on in the future. It'll be fun. I swear. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. I was very confused for a moment. Like, really? There's a bunch of people that go live at 8 p.m. on Sundays. I know. I think Whiskey Knows said he's doing that now, and it's Bourbon Night goes on at 8. And maybe someone else. I'm not sure. I can't keep track, and I don't even try anymore. Those are the two that came to mind because those are the two that I've heard lately. And every Sunday I usually watch It's Bourbon Night. Unless they decide to bail, which has happened. Was that when was that? Oh, no, not long ago. Someone didn't go live on a Wednesday, I think. There's a little bit of dark chocolate on that last one. More oak, not as sweet. Spices are good though. That's a nice spice. I believe that's a bit of cinnamon and what's the other one? I don't know if it's brown sugar. Probably not. Cinnamon and something else. There's another thing. I want to say clove, but I don't really know if that's correct. That's a spicy thing that isn't cinnamon. It's a nice spice. I like it though. It's reminding me of tea. Tea just went through my head. So maybe some kind of spiced tea. That was fun. Maybe a chai. Ooh. Chai tea. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We're closing in on 500. And once we do, I have a special bottle over here that was donated. So tell all your friends, because I can't open this bottle until I hit 500 subscribers, technically. To KillCo, Whiskey Musings, open at 500 subs or as needed. I'm going to open it at 500 subs. That gives me a goal. There you go. Whoop. Ah. Hey. And I'm going to have to open that Woodford as well that has my logo on it. That was another donation. I don't know when, but I should probably do a video about. Oh, that's what it was. I was going to probably open that one, the Woodford, on September 1st. If I don't hit 500 subscribers by then, which maybe, who knows? But that September 1st, for anyone who doesn't know, which is probably most of you, is when I will be. This channel will be officially 2 years of me actually trying to make content and get subscribers and get to that 1K mark. So I think that's a perfect time to open a special bottle like that. Oh, I'm trying to keep up with chat. It is not. Don't lie to the people. You did the pick last. Well, my notification just went off. All three of them. My phone, actually, my watch just told me it's 10 of the hour. And then my calendar also said, Bourbon light going on in an hour. Thank you, I know. I really should move. I won't. That is a reminder because I have a terrible memory, just so we're clear. Yeah, wait. Yeah, it's Bourbon Nights going on after at 8 o'clock as well. Booker's 2021-02, Russell's 13 year, plus Q&A live. So there you go. I just glanced at it, and there they are. There they are. I don't see one for Whiskey Nose yet. I imagine he will be going live at 8 because he said he would. And I will also have that open. I won't be as active there because try juggling streams. It's pretty distracting. But I want to give him the watch hours, man, if nothing else. Oof. Ah, a builder here at midday. Ugh. That sounds like money going down the drain. Clove and cardamom, typical basing spice notes on these. Great. Chai was my. Oh, good. Okay. Cool. We're all on the same wavelength. Brain length. That sounds weird. Good enough. Yeah. Hold on. That's what happened at first, I think, with this one. When I was nosing it, there was like this weird, I don't know if it was a fruit or perfume or flowery thing, but it was there and it was gone real quick for some reason. I like it though. And what's really fun about this, they are all noticeably different, just a little. I'm like, I have to work for this real hard, even get something slight. But unsurprisingly, the It's Bourbon Night pick is very different and the one I enjoy the taste of the most. Now I'm gonna go through them again to find out, to rank them, and I guess is what we should say. Well, everything moved. Yeah, it's really up to you guys. I hope that's the fact, because I can only do so much to convince people to subscribe, but it's really word of mouth, really, and other channels, like getting on other big channels does help. But I have said this, I feel like the joy of doing streams is you repeat yourself a lot, but also it has to be that people want to be here. It's very important that you want to watch the content, you find it amusing at least a little bit, maybe a little educational, a little bit. Google is your friend. So hopefully people are here to enjoy this show. I don't want to have any person just subscribe to subscribe. Granted, I will take all the subscribers, but the hope is that people want to be here and are enjoying the content. Because if not, well, I will take subscribers anyway. But the hope is that they want to be here and enjoy the content. But I will certainly take as many subscribers as I can to get to 1,000. That's the main goal at the moment. And I'm not going to be picky about that. But in the future. Okay, yeah, I don't know why that is. They're the ones who told me about I had to tweak something on my page to actually get the live to pop up early. I was wondering why it wasn't, but now it does, so that's helpful. So anyone who has the little bell icon, yeah, click that bell if you want to be notified. You'll be notified at least 4 times a week. Keep that in mind, at least. Twice on Wednesday, because there's a video that comes out on Wednesday usually, and I've been doing live streams on Wednesday. Sunday, because of this, and then Fridays, because there's another stream, same time. Always the same time. Busy afternoon. Chris, thank you for stopping. I hope everything goes well for you over there. Sounds like a lot of work. All right. Quick back and forth here. Oh, that's right. They're way the heck over there, aren't they? Going to number 1 again. This is just the regular ice cream. Yeah, it's good. Tastes like bourbon. It's similar. Well, I'm throwing things around. It's a little bit dry at the end, but then it fades away real quick. Well, the 4th one The other store picks seem drier at the end for longer. Next. Oh gosh, don't tell me that, man. I mean, tell me more. I'll go into detail. I'm hungry. What did I eat today? Bagel, egg, and cheese. For any of you wondering, my diet is terrible. I'm going to be seeing a dietitian of sorts in August. I don't know why they had to book that far ahead, that far away. I made the appointment weeks ago. But mental health issues. I'm not horribly overweight, but things are happening that I don't approve of. So hopefully I will. And I have a fatty liver. I won't lie. So I have to be aware of that. And I'm trying to change my diet since I don't have one of any type. Oh, man. Yeah. Damn it. Huh. It's not as sweet now. Right, they are capped, mind you. But I have a distinct feeling that going from bourbon to bourbon to bourbon isn't going to help me out with tasting notes. The texture is still good. But I'm getting the same kind of sweet and then dry thing. Oh, hi. Ugh. Accidentally moused over something there. Oh, there's another thing I have to worry about. I may have to get a new screen. This screen, unfortunately, the one you are resting on currently, for whatever reason, this computer screen has decided to have an attitude. And I'd like to think it's a Windows update thing, but I've putzed around the power cord and the cord that goes in the computer. And for whatever reason, this screen doesn't like turning on anymore. I will push the power button. It'll come on for about 1 or 2 seconds, then it'll go black again. Power's on, but it won't stay on. I don't know why. It's extremely aggravating. I have to keep turning it on and off until it actually sticks. No explanation. No rational thing there. It's infuriating. I just want to get out of my day. Right? Don't make me want barbecue at this hour. I can't go anywhere. Dang. Number 3. I may add water to these too, just to see what happens. The pours are a slightly different size for each one, so that might screw things up slightly. But it is 47%, so it should do something if I add just a drop of water. There's a slight fruit note from the Cappy's one. Like, very slight. It was there and gone. The finish is kind of the interesting part so far. Like, it's kind of typical bourbon, and then it gets either real spicy or somewhat spicy, and then it has this dry finish, which I probably just wasn't paying attention to at the start. I was more worried about the actual taste. And that one felt a little hotter, funny enough. I didn't really notice it, but once I stopped talking for a second, I felt that little sensation. Great. Yeah, don't wake her up too suddenly. That can be dangerous. All right, going on to number 4. So far, I think I know what the order is. The regular Elijah Craig is going to come in last, just because it's the basic, and I really enjoy the fact that, truthfully, there is a slight difference in between all of these. But again, very slight, very. It's there. Like, the one that sticks out the most still is the Bourbon Night one. I think part of that's just the texture of it, mostly. There's a little candy note there, like a caramel on the last one suddenly. Ooh, there's something else that just happened as well. What was that? Oh, the chocolate note, the dark chocolate, I think. Some kind of chocolate, some kind of sweet chocolatey thing happened there. Oh, and it's staying. Ooh. Tasty. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. I'm going to mix all these together just for fun, by the way. In case you weren't aware, I do that if I'm doing multiple different glasses of whiskey like this. And it's just easier. I don't know. It could make it absolutely terrible, but I find it amusing. So I better not add water if I'm going to do that. So for the ones that I seem to like the best, after much deliberation here, it's been an hour. I want to get on to the next part of this stream, which is mostly just chit-chatting and having whiskey. Possibly doing a giveaway, but no one seems interested, and I'm not really going to push that. I do like getting donations, but I don't want to put the burden on anyone here who's a mod suddenly. I will probably have to ask Amy Bohm, or if Whiskey Mountain shows up, I'll have to give them a advanced warning. That sounds good. And maybe that's a day thing. I could do that on Wednesday. That might get more people to show up to whiskey samples of some sort. I do like the idea of this one. Maybe I'll do that again next time. Say that there's a Elijah Craig pick sample pack that I will be willing to give. And I can just watch this video to make sure I get the right ones. I have to go look at that. That sounds hilarious. Especially because he's the one who had to set that up. Okay, so we have the It's Bourbon Night pick being number one, clearly. The second one actually is the one that was donated recently, the Mr. Whiskey Shits bottle from his store. It is pretty good. And then it goes the Cappy's pick, and then it goes the basic Elijah Craig. And I prefer my tastes. Now, I will taste those in order to make sure that is correct. Just a sip, and then I'm going to mix them all together for fun. Also to see how much I've actually poured in general. Oh my god, it's good. I'm not taking a sip of water between these just to see what happens. Maybe I should do that, James. Just set something up that'll just startle me. Because there's no way for me to do it now because of neither of us are monetized. So we have to find the roundabouts, like PayPal and Venmo. And my phone doesn't exactly notify me of anything. No one's tipped tonight as far as I can tell. Hey, no notifications from PayPal. Other than the It's Bourbon Night's going live. Yeah, I know. So it doesn't actually flash and do anything. Woo! Well, there you go. That would be why you enjoy it. God. Yeah. There's a fruit note. And then near the finish, that bitter dark chocolate shows up and it gets dry real fast. Wow, hi. Woohoo! That's funny. I think that's the one that leaves my tongue the driest at the end. All of them seem to have that. I will say, with yours, for whatever reason, that pick, it's very dry at the end. It's reminding me of certain dry white wines. That's the kind of experience I'm getting there. And I only have that experience thanks to my brother, who may or may not be on stream someday with me. I may be having other random guests eventually. Although I really do enjoy having other channels. I may start doing friends and family just because it'll really throw people off. This mystery guest, and this is some person none of you know, and who's been a friend of mine for 10 years. Woo. Or more. God, how long have I been friends with her? There's someone I've wanted to do a whiskey, Irish whiskey tasting with, and I could just, the easiest way to do it would be via video, but she is also in theater, so maybe she'll want to do that. She's going to be traveling soon, so I won't be for a while, if at all, mind you. I don't want to ever have someone be uncomfortable with being on screen, on the videos, for the whole internet to see. Peach note, huh? Pear. Pear is one I'm not good with. I haven't tasted pear in quite a long time, if ever. If I've had pear, it was somehow in like a fruit cup and swimming in sugary syrup. So it's not a solid thing I have in my mind. That is something I'd like to do someday. Just go like a fruit bowl. I have had certain things that I really like. My mother occasionally gets a fruit bowl thing for breakfast, but we're talking pineapple, melon. I think that's it. So it's like honeydew melon. I believe there's some other kind of melon, but I don't know what. And then pineapple. And that's the three that are in there. Maybe one or two others I'm not aware of. So I do like melon, and I do like pineapple. But as far as pear goes, that's not one that happens. It's like if you had apple in there. It'd take a great amount of effort just to do that. So most restaurants don't do that. I'll have to find some place that has a variety of fruits that are ready to just buy, because I don't want to, that are already bought and cut up and not swimming in syrup. Something I still have to do, by the way, is get some creme brulee. It's a birthday thing. I like creme brulee a lot. Yeah, the Cappy's pick is pretty good, but there's nothing super fancy about it. It's just a little bit above what the regular Elijah Craig pick is like. There's something different. I can't quite pick what, but it's enjoyable. And I only have one bottle of it. The funny thing is, I do have a couple of Cappy's picks, and I think about it. I've done. I had their Knob Creek pick. That's right, the one I picked up earlier. That's one of theirs. So I'm not exactly promoting their store on purpose. It's just the one I go to and I'm used to. And it's kind of like what the hell's it called? Total Wine. It's basically a miniature version of Total Wine that's in Rhode Island / Massachusetts. Apple gone wrong. Wow. Is it tart? Is that what it is? Because I know there are some apples that can be kind of tart. But I don't know. Pear for me is, I believe the texture is weird with pears. It's a little grainier, something like that. It's the last thing I seem to remember hearing about pears. And I am a texture person, it seems. There are certain textures that weird me out. Jello in particular, that's one that just literally gives me chills up and down my spine if I think about it too much for whatever reason. Same thing goes with, what the hell's the name of that drink? It's like a tea. It's got balls in the bottom of it. Tapioca or something. Tapioca is a weird one. Certain textures weird me out, just for the record. But if it's creamy and smooth, I'm good. I'm not a huge fan of yogurt, but I'll eat it. That's another texture that I'm kind of weird about. And when I'm talking about Jello, or I'm talking about springy solid Jello, not actual like creamy, smooth chocolate vanilla Jello. I actually like that. Haven't had those in a long time. Jello pudding cup things. Oh god. But tapioca pudding. Blah. Blah, blah, blah. No. Trying to do something on my screen here. Diet apple. Whoa, there's a thought. Blah, blah, blah. Now we're discussing pears and what they actually taste like. I don't think I like pears. It's probably why it's not distinctive in my head, since I've avoided them most of my life. I keep forgetting. I just looked at it's Bourbon night. I just did the little hello before I actually am there at all, and I'm a moderator there. That feels pretty weird. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Yay. Responsibility. All right, I am going to mix all of these together for funsies. Now that we have done the comparison, we have officially, I kind of knew this was going to be the case. And I wasn't certain its Bourbon Night's pick would be the top, but it's so good. It really is. I'm glad I got it. It really is good. So we're going to mix all these together. I'm putting everything in the It's Bourbon Night glass. So to be clear, this may destroy it. This may make the worst whiskey I've ever tasted. Hopefully not. Unlikely. It's kind of half and half. I liked 2 of them a good amount, and then the other 2, they were fine. They were bourbon. This is the one problem I forgot. But the thing I don't like about doing flights is suddenly I have to clean 4 glasses instead of just 1. Blah. But c'est la vie. Whatever. I think it's because I just did dishes yesterday. I started the dishwasher last night at some point, and they were all clean, and now they're all filthy. They're so dirty now. Not really. Bubble tea. That's right. Bubble tea. Yeah, that stuff weirds me out. I tried it once, and I don't know what to do with the ball things at the bottom. Do I chew them? Do I just swallow them? It feels weird. It's blah, blah, blah. The tea itself is okay. The milk tea stuff is fine, but it was just, that kind of thing weirds me out, texture-wise. My body, my brain, and my everything just doesn't know how to function there. I'm trying to decide exactly what the texture stuff that really weirds me out. I think it's just solid Jello stuff. I've never liked Jello shots or anything like that. The texture weirds me out because I don't know what to do with it. Just swallow it or chew it or what? It's weird. Doesn't smell bad. That smell I don't like isn't really prevalent. It's still in there, whatever that is. I still haven't been able to. I really need to someday get a solid idea of what this smell is because it bothers me every time. It's the most noticeable thing. That's the problem. When I notice it, it's the only thing that it's like gets in the way of everything else. It bugs me. So there. Oh, I will show. This is basically the amount that all four of those combined was. It was probably about up to there for all of them at the start, maybe a little more. So it's a fair chunk of whiskey. I won't lie. But the color of all of them was the same too. I didn't do that comparison, but they all look the same color to me. John T. Cheers. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Schwab. I hope you're doing well. You've missed the little comparison thing. They were all pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. Funny enough, well, still burns a little right there. Unsurprisingly, because the differences were so slight, it basically just defaulted to a regular Elijah Craig bottle now. So now that I pour them all together, it tastes like an Elijah Craig. That's it, like the default Elijah Craig. And the funny part is the Elijah Craig had the least amount. Like the regular Elijah Craig pour, there was the least in there until I just poured it. And I poured everything into the It's Bourbon Night option. Granted, I just poured them in there. They haven't blended or anything. It's nothing crazy. All right, I'm going to ask the mods to see if they're up for it. And that's James Morgan, Mr. Whiskey Shits. And is anyone else? I know Cheech was in here earlier, but I'm not sure if he's still here. DC. If any of you are up for taking control of the reins for a giveaway, let me know. I don't have to do it, but I figured this is a good option. And if I'm not, I need to do it, or I'm not going to do it at all. I know that. I'm saying I might do it later, but I won't. I will just completely forget, and that'll be the end of it. So if any of you are willing to keep track of this supposed giveaway, let me know in the comments. And then I can start. If not, that's fine too. I don't need to do a giveaway. But it'll only be going on for about 40 minutes. 40 minutes? 30 minutes? 40 minutes? Something like that. I will stop just before the stream ends. But if no one says anything, no mods want to do it, that's cool. I don't. I can just go on sipping my Elijah Craig blend. Oh, I do have something sweet for myself since I didn't get freaking Whoozy What's It Ain't time recently, the creme brulee. I did see this, and I did snag it. Got a Twix cookies and cream. Oh, God. 200 calories, lots of sugar. I'm not eating it now because I'll mess up my palate. Severely. I like how it doesn't say the sugar content. Oh, yes, it does. 17 grams total of sugars. But I mentioned this on my Facebook page not long ago. If you start looking at the nutrition labels now, sorry for the crackling noise, it's annoying, yay. So sugars, total sugar, 17 grams. And it says it includes, or INCL dot, 16 added sugars. 32% of this is sugar. Added sugars is the weirdest thing that's been going on labels lately. I don't understand it. It's weird. I'm going to finish things up here. I'm going to finish my Elijah Craig, and I'm going to do the pour of something else because I have a lot of samples in front of me. And normally, for the longtime viewers, sample Sunday is what I usually do right now. But today I decided to do this Elijah Craig lineup because I could. And maybe at some point in the future, I'll do it again. All right, I'm going to give us 1 minute as of right. Wait for it. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 minute from now, if no mods want to do anything, I will not do anymore. 60 seconds or less. And again, I'm okay with that. I don't like dumping responsibility on mods, especially if they don't want to do it. And this is still something I'm getting used to anyway. But regular donations can still be given if you want. But for the record, for future record, not right now, for the record in the future, the raffles I do will be $10 for a raffle ticket. You have to send it to my PayPal or Venmo, and then let a moderator know. $10 is a lot, I know, but it's one, it has to be numerous people. Two, I can only ship in the I can only send by hand delivery in the United States. And three, it has to be cost balanced. That's why it's so high, because I'm going to have to ship it somewhere. And if I only get one person doing it, well, that's the shipping cost, basically. I do have all the other stuff, like the packing material, no problem, and the bottles, no problem at the moment. So there. Pretty much, James, I did see that comment. There is sugars in everything, and added sugars. That's the key. That's the weird thing. There's a reason for it. I don't quite understand it. I posted the link in my Facebook like yesterday or something about it. It's just weird. It's the latest compromise. And he was talking about soda. He was talking about Coca-Cola. So it's even worse. Don't look at the added sugars in Coca-Cola. It's crazy. Sugar water, yay. All right. I think we've passed the 1 minute mark, but I'll wait a few more seconds just to be certain. Probably been 2 minutes now. I will get in touch with moderators. That's what I really have to do. So if you're a moderator and you haven't contacted me via email or Instagram, do so, just so I can have that option in the future. Now there's trouble. He's too late though. I'm not doing it now. Welcome, Bourbon. I hope you're well and not laughing too much, as we are all concerned. But welcome to the show. You've missed the actual tasting. Unsurprisingly, it's Bourbon Night Bottle 1 as my favorite. And then the latest one that was given to me by Mr. Whiskey Shits. No, wait, not Mr. Whiskey Shits. Mr. Oh, God. My brain, hold on. My brain just went blank. It does that all the time. It's really annoying. Bourbon for the flight, the comparison flight of Elijah Craig. Whiskey Samurai. There we go. Good God. Too many people with the name Whiskey in their title. I went to Mr. Whiskey Shits. It's like, that's the wrong one. How many whiskey people are there? Whiskey Samurai's donated bottle was the second, actually, and I hadn't tasted it until now. But I did a comparison of the 4 different Elijah Craig bottles, the regular and 3 others. There's no scores. It was the ones for my personal taste were, unsurprisingly, and I said at the beginning I have a bias, the Elijah Craig pick from its Bourbon Night, which was very good. The second was Whiskey Samurai's bottle that he donated to my channel via birthday. That was awesome. Third was the Cappy's pick, which is a local store that I got their pick from. Again, very close. You've never been to it. It's the one that's a total wine, but very small and local to Massachusetts and Rhode Island and maybe Connecticut. And then the fourth, of course, was just the regular Elijah Craig came in the bottom because it's the default. Nothing crazy about it. Whiskey hunting scores? I don't think these are any you could actually hunt unless you really wanted to. For one, it's Bourbon Night's bottle you cannot get easily, if at all, anymore. 2, the pick from Whiskey Samurai, well, you can ask him about that. Apparently he was in on that. So if you want to try his one, which was number 2, just ask him. He may be able to get you in touch with someone who could somehow get you one by a hand delivery. Third one is the only one I can get. I've sent it out once, so I did get Elijah Craig from Cappy's and sent it somewhere. But it's not anything that would blow anyone's mind. But I know a certain someone who is kind of obsessed with Elijah Craig, who isn't here, which I find hilarious, because he is out doing real world stuff right now. He's going to Disneyland /world, something like that. Ooh, Old Scout. Booyah. I believe the Old Scout's the only one I have. I wanted to. Oh, no, wait. Wait. Yes, okay. My brain doesn't work. There's another Old Scout that I wanted to try at some point. It was the one with the elephant on it, but the price of the thing is ridiculous at where I can get it. So I didn't. What the hell was the one with the elephant on it? Ooh. That ain't bad. The mixture of all four of them is okay. It's pretty good. It's certainly better than the regular Elijah Craig. Now that I've had it sitting here for a minute and it's open, I don't have a cap on it. But I enjoy it. It's very nice. Oh, good stuff. I'm glad I did this. Part of the reason I did this at all is to check because the funny thing about buying a pick somewhere is you assume it's different, but you probably don't check. At least I don't. I don't buy a barrel pick from a store and then try to compare it to the original. I just don't. Contradiction, that's right. That's why I couldn't remember the word, because it's a contradiction. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Those of you interested in sports. I saw something yesterday that boggled my brain. I was in a bar having a lovely dinner. Yeah, it was really good, actually. It actually wasn't super amazing, but it was tasty. And I had Blanton's pour at the end for anyone who watches the Instagram. Links are down below. If you don't do that, we're getting more subscribers there every day, in theory. So I was watching, I guess it's the Olympics. Are the Olympics going on? I assume they are. There's something weird going on. I don't keep track. But I watched two things that just I couldn't understand. One looked like hacky sack or something like that, where there were just four people kind of dancing around this circle thing in the middle, and it was like a ball or a bag. I think it was a tennis ball. And I don't know what the hell they were doing. I didn't understand what the hell that was at all. So I was watching that going, what the hell is that? And then the other one was a cornhole, the one where you throw the beanbag and try to get it in the hole. That was going on. I don't know why. It looked very competitive. They had like Burt's Beans or something on their logos. It was weird. It is starting soon. Okay. I know it is starting at some point. I just don't know where. Oh yeah, that's the one that won. That the bourbon in the middle pick was really good. I really like it. It was the texture and the sweetness of it was just spot on. Yeah, right there. So you have this one. You have the winner. You can try it, open it. It's delish. I've been getting a lot of their picks lately, but mostly because that's what they've been doing a lot of. They have numerous picks. Like I haven't done this one yet in the video, but I plan to do this soon. Maybe this Wednesday, maybe this Tuesday. Undecided. But look at that. I've shown this before. The stickers are amazing. And oh god, it's not focusing because my eyes. Don't look at my eyes, thing. Look at the damn file. Sarah looking lovely as ever. Chad looking lovely as ever. It's not quite focusing, but it will. And I've never had Nulu, so I have no idea what this actually tastes like at all. Like the regular Nulu, no idea. I'm looking forward to opening this. And it's 59.2%. This will be the third pick of theirs I've had. Knob Creek, Elijah Craig, Nulu. I think that's it. That's not good. I'm losing track of how many picks I've got from It's Bourbon Night. Good gosh. And you have to be one of their patrons. Be my patron first, but you could be one of their patrons. Smooth Ambler, Old Scout, and has Dickle juice in it. I've heard that. I've heard that. The only reason I tried Smooth Ambler at all was, and the reason I wanted to try the Contradiction is because they had teamed up with Whiskey Tribe. Whiskey Tribe for, what the hell was it? They sponsored them. That's what it was. Cornhole. Yeah, I actually watched Cornhole on the TV. I didn't want to. For those of you who know me, I don't like watching television, but when I go to bars and stuff, because it's my brain and my distractibility and the ADHD slash bipolar slash whatever, all of it, just like television distracts me like crazy and I hate it. I keep getting locked onto it, and I'm not even interested. I don't care. I don't want to watch the TV, but since it's there and moving and talking and stuff's going on, I'd rather not. I like quiet bars with no freaking screens, but all bars have screens now. It's annoying. To me, I'd rather just sit at the pub and talk with the bartender about whiskey. That's my jam right there. Prescription bourbon. Hello, welcome. We are having the whiskey. I have a weird song stuck in my head. If you've never had it, I wouldn't say go for it, but that is a general consensus thing. I don't know anything about Nulu other than it's bourbon night, did a pick, and I grabbed it because I was curious. And most importantly, they did this sticker on the back. I mean, I'm a sucker for that kind of thing because I like Frank Miller's comic books and I like the movies. Sorry. That's really what I almost got both of them. That's the thing. But one of them was a little more interesting. I know even when they talked about it, they said this one is more for the person who really enjoys getting into the whiskey rather than the other bottle, which is mostly just simple sipper, enjoyable thing. So that was cool. I picked the right one, basically. It's so nice to have so many people here. We're getting close to 20 and I'm starting to get freaked out. I love it. I love having lots of people in the stream. Please remember to like and subscribe. I don't like saying that, but there you go. YouTube overlords are very demanding. Like, dislike, whatever. Comment below, comment in chat, all that. It's a thing. Got to get more and more people to be subscribed. Just cause we're going to 500, and that just means we're halfway there. Whoa, living on the son of a bitch. I'm starting to sing. Take my hand, son of a bitch. Sorry, dang it. Oh, I was going to pour a sample of something. This one's empty, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it is. I had a sample of the Four Roses Small Batch 2020 LE last night. It was very good, very spicy, actually. I don't know, that's not a good place to put that. So I have to pick a sample of something else. I don't want to do, I want to do, but I'm not going to. I know Jim is here, and that Writer's Tears is very tempting, but I'm not going to because I just had 4 different bourbons and my palate's kind of blown out, and I want to enjoy that to the best. Oh, prescription bourbon. The winning bottle is one, of course, no one can get. It's bourbon I pick. I showed a minute ago. So it's this one. They got the sticker on the back. Bourbon has this one, but bourbon in the middle. It's just the texture is different and it's a little sweeter. So that's something I seem to enjoy in my bourbons. It's a bit of a sweetness and a bit of a creamy texture, I suppose, is what I should say. Which is funny because I was talking about I don't like textures of certain types earlier, but I guess pudding is fine. Butter, I like butter. What else? I love all the stuff I'm not supposed to like, and creme brulee especially. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's anything close to the texture of creme brulee and the taste of that crispy top. Oh God, I really love creme brulee. I need to find a place that has it. I haven't had any for my birthday yet. Indiana or Tennessee. Yeah, MGP is sneaky like that. I don't know what mine says. We're still talking about Smooth Ambler. I don't think it's from. Well, I assume it is actually. Come to think of it. Yeah, the Old Scout, 49.5%, bottled by Ashton. Produced and bottled by Smooth Ambler Spirits Co., Maxwellington, West Virginia. Where does it say the actual thing? It does say that, so maybe I'm wrong. I might not be. Yep, nope, it does. Expertly blended from whiskeys distilled in Indiana and Tennessee. Bum, bum, bum. Always read the label, folks. It'll give you a good idea what the hell's going on. That was so good. Pigs. Yeah, I figured. I hope so. Oh, it's hard to keep track when I'm rambling on, as I am. I got done fairly quickly. I'm worried about when I do pours, especially flights. I'm still not used to doing those, but it was easier to get through 4 of them within the first hour. And then the rest of it is just chit chatting and talking whiskey, which I really like. Maybe people don't like viewing that, but and there's always having guests. I love having guests on. I love having other channels and stuff on, and I hope to do more of that in the future. It really depends on you guys. Actually, you can start doing that only if you want. Keep that in mind. But it does help if you ask other channels, are you going to be on KillCo's live stream any day, or would you like to have KillCo on your stream? I know that happens occasionally. Mash and Drum's done that. Who else does that occasionally? I think My Bourbon Journey's done that. Who else? My brain doesn't work very well. And again, I haven't been watching as many streams lately because I can't. I have to focus what little attention I have on my own channel and growing that. But I certainly would love to be on other people's channels. However, that usually only happens if people ask for it. I hope to be on Whiskey Central's channel someday. But she's super busy for the rest of this summer, at least. Bourbon Baller, hello. You're welcome. I like to be on channels that know more than I do. That's kind of part of it. Since I'm not exactly the expert, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not at all, ever. Why is this song stuck in my head now? What did I do there? Shit. Oh well, it's in there now. I can't get rid of it. There you go. It's fun, isn't it? That's one of the little things I started to keep in mind whenever I buy a bourbon, or whenever I'm thinking about a bourbon. Look at the label and see if I can find the specifics about the distillation. Indiana and Tennessee. It's one of those little markers where it's like, well, if I see that, that means I should look up more about it and figure it out. I won't not buy it, but I will be keenly aware about that. Oh, also, I'm still working on the merch thing for any of you who are patrons. By the way, I have a Patreon. I'm thinking about doing stickers and maybe coasters first. It depends on how easy that is to do. That is another thing that is directly fueled by the amount of patron input I get, since that is a money in, money out situation. So I'll get money from patrons and then it immediately disappears so I can give stuff to patrons. And there's the talk of getting a shirt. I don't want to do shirts specifically, but if people do want shirts that say "Give me the whiskey" on it, it's something that might happen in the future, since I seem to say that a lot on other channels and people seem to find that amusing. Give me the whiskey. Z-E-E, as in Z. It's a possibility. I haven't really looked into it yet. Just getting stickers out. I'm going to try to get stickers done before October when I go to Texas for some reason, possibly, if there's an event that I'm very much looking forward to. Store pick labeling. Yeah, that happens. Whatever. It's another bottle to drink. Who cares? Who cares what's really fun? Unless you absolutely hate Dickel or really have a thing against MGP, which I don't. I'm very happy with the products from MGP usually. I know, what is it, Smoke Wagons from MGP and the original Crowded Barrel stuff that their Eleanor releases is all MGP that's just been hanging out in Texas for a while. What else? I'm going to leave that to someone else. I got distracted by, I have It's Bourbon Night ready to roll here, and the moderating thing came up for whatever reason. I don't know who said what. I'm not going to worry about it. It's too early, and I'm doing my own thing. I actually minimize that. I don't want to be distracted by it. It doesn't take much, as many of you know. There we go. Oh, I forgot I have Twitch on too. Well, keeping a note of that chat. I haven't seen anything pop up, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, there is. There really is. It's wonderful. It's just one of those things. It's a big place that produces a lot of product, and they do fairly well with it. It's always nice that they give it to other places, like smaller distilleries, just so they have something to give away or sell. Still debating what my next pour will be. I want to pour one before it gets too much later. There are some barrel options here. That looks like, I don't know what that is. Clyde Mays? Well, you know what? So many damn whiskeys, man. It's a curse, really. Oh, yes, I guess I should say again, please follow me on all social media. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to get in touch about giving samples or donating bottles, as crazy as that is, my email is listed in the info for the webpage. But I believe it's KillCo77 at Hotmail. I really should memorize that. And you can get in touch. Also, it's easy to get in touch with me via Instagram. I am constantly distracted by freaking Instagram. So yeah, KillCo77 at hotmail.com if you want to directly get in touch. And again, I will say that you should tune in this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Mystery guest. You want to be there. You really do. I can say more. I will not, because this is that little bit of time where I know who it is, and the only one who knows who it is other than me is the person that it is. Secrets. And I'd like to think that most of my mystery guests have been a nice surprise for regular viewers. That's the other key. If you're a regular viewer, you want to be here, man. For mystery guests, you always do. It could be someone you know, it could be someone you don't. But this week, you might know who it is. Maybe. Oop. Giving Tennessee whiskey a bad name, it should move to Alabama. Well, Whiskey Samurai, you know what I might do? I'm kind of tempted now, since you're here and you donated that bottle. Again, that was awesome. And if I do go to Tennessee, I will get in touch. So, taking you up on that offer. I don't want to pay for freaking staying at somewhere else for $100 a night. God. But I might try to go. I've been meaning to do this, but I don't like to double up on things very often. You gave me a lot of Chattanooga samples, and though one of them was real weird, I do have some other options here that are yours. Tell me which you recommend I try, since these are weird ones. These are very weird ones. I have the 3 options here. I may have to pour more of these again to compare them, or at least have them at a later date. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll find out. But I have the Chattanooga Apricot Brandy, which I'm kind of leaning towards because it's apricot. Chattanooga Whiskey Honey Mead finished, I'm assuming. And then I have Chattanooga Whiskey Maple Syrup finished. Which of those would you recommend I try? So we have batch 11, batch 12, and batch 17. All of them are kind of out there, I won't lie to you. But I'm curious about them, and I haven't tried them in a hot minute. Ow. So let me know which you would recommend. Well, keep in mind she doesn't like rye. I mean, it's all subjective. Whiskey is subjective. So if she doesn't like it, cool. More for you. More for me. More for people who actually like it. And plenty of other channels like it. I know, I believe Mash and Drum liked it. It's weird because it's malt. That's one thing. It's when she was on my channel, I think that was the first time she had Chattanooga. And I didn't say anything to her because I don't want to do that. I want people to go in absolutely knowing nothing. And I didn't want to bias because it is kind of weird. Malted whiskey is something you have to get used to. Just like Scotch. It's like, yeah, it's a little wobbly. But hopefully she will like them in the future. Which, I mean, she's only tried the one. So we'll see. And it might need to open up a bit. Do the brandy. Oh, you said that first. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Son of a bitch. Honey mead. Apricot brandy. All right. We'll do the brandy. I'd be interested in that one anyway, so we'll go with that one. The maple, I'm curious, but also I think it will be too damn sweet. That's my major concern. I do have a sweet limit. If something's too sweet, I'm not going to like it. Takes a lot, mind you. It was sweet tooth. As I've said before, one of my favorite things to have for dessert is crème brûlée. Crème brûlée. Shouldn't do that. But I will. I'm not going to get a different glass. I won't lie to you. But I will use the empty regular one that just had Elijah Craig in it, so I can get all that out of there. Because it should be fine, all right? I just don't feel like cleaning glass or getting another glass dirty. That's what it is. That's not really dirty. Just had whiskey in it for a minute. There. All the water's out of it. It has been cleansed. Do you know what the proof is on this apricot brandy finished Chattanooga? The percentage even. Birds are going nuts. That's good. That's actually not bad. The combination of all of these. The Elijah Craig one, anyway, it was actually tasty. Not mind blowing, but tasty. I'm finding I'm starting to do a shimmy as well. Like Adriana does. Maybe not exactly the same, but I'm noticing it. Once in a while, I'll be doing a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's what comes to mind when I think about that. Most of you might not even know that song, so it's gonna sound real weird. I don't even know how I know that song, for the record. New house. Man, do it. I mean, drink responsibly, folks, but that'll be fun. A slammery is just a gathering where someone drinks a little too much occasionally. I don't recommend drinking too much, and I am always cautious about it since I have a there's like one side of me that's like we are right now, just kind of like, hey, blah, blah. And then if I have too much to drink, I can be an angry drunk, and I have done that too many times in the past. You know why? Being bipolar. Alcohol doesn't help. I can be the sweetest person, and then I can just be a raging idiot. Just because. And alcohol does not help my mood in a good way. So I am extremely cautious with my drinkings. I do not want to suddenly be an ass, which can happen real quick. Get enough alcohol in me, but it's not good. Thus, I avoid slammering as much as possible. All right. Chattanooga whiskey, batch 17, apricot brandy finish. Apricot. You heard me. A poor little list just to see what it's like. And then all of us will move on to our next engagement. Remember, like and subscribe. We're getting close to 500. I got to catch up the Scots down under. Go to catch up. You get 500 recently. I got to catch up. And I got passive. No, it's not going to happen. I also have to catch up to Adriana. She's at 700, 800. She blew past me, to say the least, which is a good thing, by the way. I love seeing people. Well, I am happy for people who succeed, but I oftentimes do that thing where I see others succeeding and then feel like I'm a failure. Yay, it's great. Welcome to the mind of someone with mental health problems. Stay tuned for more. Sorry. There you go. That is the color of the Chattanooga. It actually does have a orange color to it, kind of like apricots. Unsurprisingly. Look at that. Beauty. Beauty. I'm going to start talking like this for no reason. As we said, Scotch down under. It's all over. That was a fun noise. All right, let's see how this Chattanooga is. It is a nice color, though. I enjoy that. I'll just look at it. No, I won't. I'll drink it. Yep, that's definitely a malt. That's probably another thing I need to figure out. What is the smell from malt that really just sticks out to me? Because it's immediately malt. It's not fruit, funny enough, but I know this is Chattanooga. Like the smell of it, I know it's Chattanooga. It is. It's definitely sweeter though, most certainly. Party at Whiskey Samurai's. Woo woo. Wiggle, wiggle. Sorry, I don't know. That's stuck in my head now. I also have to find that song. I'm not sure what it is. It's got that weird cocoa thing that I get from Chattanooga. I think I get from Chattanooga. It's one of the few times I can say there's this weird dusty / cocoa bit to it. And I'm assuming it's just malt, and it might just be a Chattanooga thing. But there's also a noticeable sweetness that I don't remember getting in the regular Chattanooga. Oh, what the hell was that? What was that? Oh, it's right there, and I don't remember what it is. I just got a spice note, and it was something very specific. It was a Christmas thing. What? There's a Christmas note in here, but I don't remember which kind. It's got to be some kind of cookie or baked good specific to Christmas, not gingerbread. Oh, God, that's annoying. It's almost peppermint. Shit. Yes, she would. Malt is weird, man. It really is. I get a weirdness from scotches, malted scotches, single malts. Bizarre. But there are a lot of times I don't. It's like when they're floral and sweet and fruity, oh God, they're amazing. But when there's that weird, funky malted thing, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's happened to a lot. The some of the big name brands, Dalmore and Macallan 12, Dalmore 12 and Macallan 12, they're weird to me. I don't like them. Well, last time I tried them, I haven't tried them in a long time. Yeah, baby. I hope that's something that happens in the future. Meetups in different places, so we can all try different whiskeys, like a Tennessee meetup. Well, Kentucky meetup seems kind of obvious. New England meetup, which would be Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts area. I could talk with I still have to do that actually. I have to talk to Whiskey Dictionary because he's in Massachusetts. He's not far away, so he could be a guest on here someday. I can be a guest on his place, like actually going there. He's only about an hour or so away. I don't think I'm ready for that yet. And I'd like him to go to Irene's. That'd be fun, but that would be about close to 2-hour drive for him. So I'll ask him about it. Or I can meet up at one of the liquor stores he likes to go to, where tastings and stuff. Pre-2020, that is. So I don't know what the hell they're doing now. I've never actually gone there. I just know it's a place. I get emails from it occasionally, and I believe that's about 40 minutes away ish. Coffee. There's a coffee thing too. Ground coffee. Malt is so weird, dude. Like, dead, bruh. Sorry. It's nice, but it is weird. It's a whole. I think that's what caught Adrian off guard. It's like bourbon, and we went to Chattanooga. Might not have been the best introduction because that's just a step in a whole different direction completely. Yeah, sulfury. There's just something about it I don't enjoy. I'm gonna try and go back to it someday, and I do. I gave away some recently for the meetup at Irene's a couple weeks ago. I gave away scotch to Bourbon and Tony Two Toes, who got to meet me in person. They've been scarred for life. Oh, and Jim as well. He's also scarred for life. I didn't give him samples. That was the thing. Jim has plenty of scotch. He gave me samples, as did Tony Two Toes and Bourbon, because they're awesome. And they gave me stuff. They gives me the whiskeys. That's what happened. What's going to happen, I feel, is one, great community, meeting up with people, whiskey to be shared all around. But also there's going to be business stuff. It's already happening. I know what the hell was it? Distillery that Ben Stahl and that kind of stuff going on for his schlammering. That's already started. That's the thing. Like businesses and connections are going to happen out of this. I'm not a connection, I don't think, but in some way I am actually, come to think of it. One, I'm a whiskey vault person. Just that's how I got into whiskey, sort of. And that's how I met Rex and Daniel. That's how I met at Irene's new store. That's why I want people to go to Irene's store. She has lots of picks, lots of whiskey. She's willing to share all of it, almost. I think most of it. And she's just a cool person to be around. Again, if someone's pouring me whiskey after whiskey, I like them. It's going to be hard for me not to like them. They have to be very rude or something. And she's not. She's very approachable and generous, like with the freaking amount of whiskey and the type of whiskey she pours, and charitable. She does charities. So all the more reason why I want people to come up here and hang out and meet her and have all the whiskey. Oh, wow. And it's nice and spicy. The malt isn't as forward. It's a little dry. It's doing that thing in my mouth, like the sides and the tongue. Ooh, that's wonderful. That's Christmas. That is one of those chocolate oranges that you get around Christmas time, except spicier. And I'm trying to decide if there's a mint thing to it, because I've been getting stuck on that every now and then. Peppermint and actual mint, there's a sharpness from them that someone's vacuuming. There's a sharpness from them that is easy to explain. The same thing you get from like toothpaste, like minted toothpaste and mouthwash in particular. There's a certain sharpness that's not always the taste of peppermint or actual mint, but that sharp feeling happens. It's kind of hard to explain. Well, I have difficulty explaining it, I should say. And there's a little bit of that. And I have a feeling it's like a peppermint thing of some sort, I think. But very Christmassy, very spicy. And that fruit note is nice. I really like this one, actually. This is probably one of the favorites thus far. I do have other ones, or I did. I don't know if I actually saved all of them. I probably drank them. But I will keep this one for later so I can compare it to the other ones. So far, I really like this one. So I'm glad I poured it. But I also have to pour bourbon next because, believe it or not, it's bourbon night. So this is enjoyable. Batch 17, huh? Apricot brandy fish. You know what it was? I was a little hesitant because of the fig one. The fig thing finished. That was weird as hell, man. I did not like that at all. But this one I do like. It's good to know that there's a Chattanooga that I really do enjoy, as is. With the 111, although it's interesting, it's not something I would go for because it's a malted American thing. Same with the Sons of Liberty. It's another malted thing. It has that same cocoa thing because it's a malt. It might be. It's really hard for me to pinpoint mints. But since it was making me think of Christmas, I can only assume it's peppermint. It could be spearmint, though, but that one's much more... That one's really sharp. When I think of spearmint, I think of, almost my nose goes up a little bit because of how sharp it is. Yeah, I'm happy to try a bunch of different kinds of whiskey, man. That's my thing. If nothing else, I want to try all the whiskeys. That has kind of, I don't want to say alienated me, but people can't invite me onto their channel and be like, he's a bourbon guy who wants to try scotch, or he's a scotch guy who wants to try bourbon. It's like, no, man, I've had them all almost. I haven't had a lot of Canadian, and I haven't had a lot of Japanese. So if Whiskey Crusaders, that's another one. He was gonna send me something at one point, never did. Or he tried to. He tried to send me something, and it bounced because I don't even know why. I tried to use a PO box, and it just didn't happen. But he hasn't sent whatever that was again. I don't even know if it still exists. But he's a busy guy here, so I don't bother him about it. He'll do it if he wants to. That's my feeling. And he hasn't invited me on his channel yet. What the hell? Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going into song again. So that's another person. You can say, hey, why haven't you had KillCo on your channel? Damn it. Whiskey Crusaders, you some be wonderful people. We'll see. That'll give them an excuse to send me a lot of samples. Give me the whiskey, Whiskey Crusaders. They won't. They'll never see this. But if you want to tell them to have me on, that's the way to do it, man. It's all you guys. It's not me. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I hate saying it, but it's the only way to get the superpower. I gotta absorb the energy from the viewers, man. It's all you. It really is. That's the little thing that whiskey tubers don't always mention. It's all you guys. If you want to talk about my channel, if you want me to be on other channels, if you want to send me stuff or give me blinds, that's something I haven't done in a while. Those are neat. I've only done one, but that was a really weird. That was a fun experience, and most importantly, from the only blind I've ever done that was donated to the channel, I found out I like Eagle Rare. Bam. Also, oh, I found out I like Eagle Rare. Oh God. Now I feel like I'm a Buffalo Trace whiskey hunter person. I also like E.H. Taylor. So there's the feeling I have about it. Finding myself being somewhat enamored of certain Buffalo Trace Buffalo Trace products. I don't know the drink. Okay. Mm. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, there's a little bit of mint thing. Oh, whoa, that goes dry cocoa thing as well. The malt doesn't bother me on this. American malts don't bother me as much, but they're still kind of weird. You know, it's not something I'm used to. Okay, I can tell you what I do have, like off the cuff. I have only about 3 or 4. So there's, well, they're all behind me. Hold on. Hibiki, which is like $75 now. I have Hibiki, Harmony. I have Hibiki Harmony. I have Toki. There we go. Suntory Whiskey Toki, and I have the Nika from the Barrel, which is an absolute favorite of mine. I may even pour that later tonight. It's so good. High proof Japanese whiskey. I know it's not real Japanese whiskey. Relax. I know. William LaRue Weller. Is that what that is, DC? But I believe those are the only 3 I have as far as Japanese goes. 1, 2, 3. I feel like there's a 4th one, but I don't see it. And those, I try to keep those out front-ish. I don't know. The only reason Hibiki's over there is because it's tiny. And the other 2, I don't drink very often. I think that's it. As far as Japanese goes. Yeah. Those are the only 3 I have. So anything else would be appreciated. I've had... There's another Japanese whiskey out there. I forget what the hell it's called, but I did have a bunch of stuff sampled at one of their tastings that was at a casino during a ginormous whiskey festival. This was at the end of 2019. So I'd be interested in the name the country distillation blind. I would be interested in any kind of blind. Would I be able to name any of them? No, but I'd try. I would fail, but I'd try it. Like I doubt I could tell a Kentucky bourbon from a Tennessee, or there's New England stuff. Malt. The only thing I could tell you is malt is very distinctive to me. Scotch is fairly distinctive. Bourbons and ryes, that kind of varies. I still haven't been able to nail down, you know, high rye bourbons or anything. Like Wild Turkey, I like. Was it Yamazaki? I don't think it was. It was like a short name, and it began. Was it? Hold on. No, that's Toki. It was a short name, and it was like a blend kind of Japanese thing. I don't remember what the hell it was. But they were pretty good. There are a couple of them that were pretty good. Hand delivers from Johnny Smoking Gun. Don't give me Dickel Tabasco. I don't want to know. Johnny Smoking Gun, I've heard bad things about too. Don't give me anything I don't like. I have still actively avoided the Malort. I've been able to dodge that bullet so far. I don't know. Nika is the one I have. Like I have Nika from the barrel, but I don't know if I've had actual Nika. It wasn't one of the main ones. It was like a newer one. No, it wasn't Nika. It was something else. I will let you know. You know what? I'll post it on Instagram if I remember. I can look it up. But it was some weird one I never heard of. And again, this was over a year ago, so it's all blurry. Yeah. I'll try it. I'll try it once. Whatever you send me, I will try it once. If I hate it, I won't try it again. But again, I got to expand my palate and get used to all the weirdness out there. Although I've heard horrible things about all of those. You know, the only way you can know if you hate it is if you try it. And with that being said, we are coming to the end of the show. I will be going live again on Wednesday. Again, Wednesday. Be here Wednesday. Mystery guest. Do not miss it. I can't say anymore. But again, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. I try to tell myself that all the time. And I will see you all out there.